Happy New Year, you beautiful bastards. So at the end of every year, I usually like to reflect back on said year and see, you know, what I've learned, how I've grown the previous year, what I've accomplished. And this year was definitely an eye-opener for me because I realized, and this is so important, but I realized that I'm hilarious, bro. Why wasn't I doing this before? I could just ramble on about anything. Like all the people that thought I was gonna be a doctor or something, and I'm just a clown and a musician and a creator. But on a serious note, 2019 was actually a pretty good year. Which doesn't say much because 2018 set the bar so low, mentally, physically, and emotionally, that once you hit rock bottom, really the only way you could go is up. But that's the thing, it's important to realize that you can make a change at any given time. You know, life is like a book. Every year is a chapter, every month could be a chapter. Whenever something new and exciting happens, it's a new chapter, and you have to know when to, you know, turn the page and leave the other chapters behind you. You just gotta keep moving. No matter what happens, if you keep going, I guarantee you it's better than stopping. Just remember, there's always gonna be someone who has it worse than you, and there's always gonna be someone who has it a million times better than you. So instead of dwelling on the shitty hand that you've been dealt, you have to be able to use those cards to your advantage. Only you know how to live your life the way that it's meant to be. But enough of my hopefulness and positivity. So this year was a decent year as far as things that I did. So I like doing videos too because I can actually go back and see where I came from, where I started from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and see how much I've learned as far as video making goes and editing and producing. So I'm gonna do my countdown to my top 5 favorite videos of the year. Most of them landed in within the past like 6 months. Number 5, Hercules, Go the Distance. So I did this song in both English and Italian, and I don't know, I just really like this song, and I don't know how to get any copyright strikes from using all that footage and, you know, singing the song. I probably put a little too much high end in it as far as music EQing goes, but I liked it. I think I sang it well, and I think it I don't know, it had some powerful reverbs and delays going on that, so that was cool. And of course I love Disney, so I try to do like a Disney cover all the time, because you have to appreciate, not even that it's just a huge monopoly, but the actual songs that come out of Disney are like pretty much timeless. So as a songwriter, I look up to that. Number 4, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You by, it was originally by the Jersey Boys, well, Frankie Valli, and this version was based off of Clay Aiken's version. I actually sang on stage with Clay Aiken back in like 3rd grade in Madison Square Garden during like a chorus trip. So that was cool. Like I really like this song, and I think the jazzy kind of instrumental for it was sufficient, I guess is the word. So that's why I picked that. But this one I really enjoyed, and I think it was pretty, it had a lot of, I had a lot of positive feedback on that one. And I got to show off some of my dance moves, even though you can only see like above the hips. And my hips, they were moving. Number 3. I probably didn't get as much feedback as I probably wanted on it, because this one took a while. Like this actually set me back a little bit. Like I had plans to do a lot more things, and this one just took forever to do because I was actually working with animation here and doing some hand-drawn animation, some traditional animation. I was doing sprite animation. I had to design like the video game aspects of it and combine it with actual video game footage that I had to record as well. This was the first video I really tried directing as much as possible, like to get us an original story going along with someone else's song. It took a lot of filming to do too, and it was mostly trial and error. Most of the things that I do is just like, all right, let's just wing it, because I don't have fancy equipment. I didn't go to school for this. I'm learning as I go, and it's been quite the journey so far. Number 2, this one, oh my god, we froze our asses off. This video, based off of Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, it was freaking cold. It was like the beginning of April or whatever it was, and of course in New York it's just still cold and crappy outside. And we decided to do this on the beach where it's super windy. You got the waves ripping in. It's freezing. Gina Marie's in like sandals, and it's so cold. The wind's just whipping in our faces. Just trying to get the proper angle where like hair and people weren't in the way. It kind of sucked. But this was a lot of fun. It's always fun to work with my cousin because she's a great singer, and just to spend time with family and do things that you both enjoy doing is a blast. But my God, it was cold. And of course, number one is going to be, I have to say, Kermit the Frog. That was probably my favorite one, and it was literally the most recent cover song that I did. And the reason it was my favorite is because I did everything like by hand and from scratch, and I had help from my two friends, Brendan and TJ, to help me film the video. But the Kermit the Frog puppet was completely made by myself. Like, I sewed that thing by hand. I had no idea how to sew. I'm sitting there like cutting out pieces of foam and gluing my hands, super gluing my hands together and trying to get this pattern right. Took a while. But I did the voice of Kermit the Frog as well. So I'm sitting there doing a duet with myself, trying to record all this. And it was weird. So we had Brendan sitting behind the log, a Yule log, if you will, not in the sense that you thought I said, and TJ was behind the camera. And of course, the day that we went to film, we get to the log, and there's like another log on top of it, except it wasn't an actual log, it was a stinky log, and it was from it was fresh. I don't know what animal decided to take a crap on the log in the exact spot where I had to sit. So we're gagging on the stench of foul-smelling poopies for like 2 hours straight, and oh God, it was terrible. But this is Kermit. I got a rod, my hand's up his ass. He's not exactly perfect, but I mean, it all kind of, it worked out. And I didn't get any copyright strikes against me, so that's great too. But instead of spending $500, I probably spent like less than, like maybe 40 bucks, and then I just had to do the labor myself. Which brings me to now 2020, because I, as a perfectionist, love to just try and top myself every time and do something different and be creative and whatever it is I'm doing. So 2020, the plan for 2020 is to do more cover songs, but I want to do more original songs. My Christmas album, I think, did fairly decent. I had a lot of positive feedback on that, which is great, and I thank you so much. I appreciate all that. So I want to do more original stuff, and I have plenty of original stuff. I just haven't had time to go back and finish them. But I want to start opening up my Magiplex website and maybe selling some things on there. I do graphic design work, so I want to design things, and apparently I can make puppets now, so who knows what I'll do with that. What else do I want to do? I want to start getting into ebook publishing. I'm actually a decent writer, I'd like to believe. This will be the year for animation. I want to get more into animation, original animation things, and hand-drawn things. I want to do more original songs, and the goal is to just keep improving on that and building this production company, Magiplex, and we'll see where that gets me. So I hope everyone has a wonderful 2020. This is the start of a new decade, the start of a lot of things are going to be happening this decade. I could get married this decade, I could have a kid this decade. I'm getting old in this decade is what's happening. So I really want to start making moves, and obviously that I still have plenty of time. I'm still super young, and most of the people watching this are probably still super young, and it's never too late to do anything that you want to do. Just go out and do it. I don't really have anything else to say. I am looking forward to 2020, and again, thank you everyone who always watches my stuff, and even if you don't watch my stuff or share it or like it, I don't do this for the fame and the fortune. I do it because I'm an artist, and I have a need to entertain and create and do different things all the time, and my mind is constantly racing and running, so I have to just get it all out and do it. Happy New Year, and let's make 2020 the best one yet.